Hello, and welcome to another episode of Brettcast Gaming Talk. Us Transformers fans have not had too many golden eggs for media representation. We've had some cartoons, but the area we've always gotten the shaft in is video games. I mean, seriously, just look at and play any of the video games based on the movies. They're all terrible movie games, a genre that I am glad has moved from mobile rather than PC and console market. But then there was a golden light at the end of all the terrible Transformers video games.
Cybertron, our home. For generations it has been a peaceful world, until pride and a lust for power divided us. Now we fight enemies who were once our brothers. Tragic war has ravaged Cybertron.
It is a necessary war to return us to glory.
The Autobots will never sacrifice freedom.
The Decepticons will bring this world to order.
Our defeat would mean the end of everything.
My victory will mark a brilliant new beginning!
One shall stand.
One shall fall.
Yes, I remember seeing this trailer for the first time, and I just about lost it. Then they showed more of the game, and I got more excited. A game that was not based on the movies, was set on Cybertron, was a third-person shooter, and still had a good amount of the characters all of us Transformers fans know and love. Then the day came in 2010 that I got my hands on this game for my PS3, and I started playing the game. I was blown away. An original Transformers story, great gameplay, new character designs, and all the goods and wonderful praise this game deserves. War for Cybertron, when it came out, was a solid hit Transformers game. It was one of the good things that we've been waiting for. It seemed that this would be all for a while, and at the time that was fine with me. I would play this game until the disc blew up and I'd have to go buy another copy of the game and then do the same thing again because I love this game. But then they went and shocked us again at E3 by showing us this stroke of amazingness.
Metroplex heeds the call of the last prime.
Here I am again, just dying of awesomeness. The sequel to an already awesome game has to be more awesome, right? Well, then comes 2012, actually one day before my birthday. But the next day I was given this game, and when I played it, I pretty much died again. Everything that was good about the first game was good in this game. And the few problems that the first game had, they way improved upon every single thing. Now, the real best part of this is being able to play as a fucking combiner and getting to command Metroplex. But those are just two specifically awesome moments in a game full of awesome moments. I mean, this game blows the first one out of the water and blew my mind as well. At this point, I knew this had to be it, right? There's no way that these games could get any better. Well, I am right, because after that, we got the mediocre game that is Rise of the Darkspark.
When the universe presents you with an opportunity, you must never fail to capitalize on it.
This is our darkest hour. The Autobots are on the verge of defeat.
A new golden age is upon us, Optimus. The age of the Decepticon.
Autobots, we must prevent the Decepticons from getting the Darkspark!
Want to go back?
Back to the heart of the war?
I was not that excited for this one as I was the previous two. I didn't play it till I got a PC and it was on sale, because I was not going to pay full price for the game. This game has all the same characters and mechanics as Fall of Cybertron does. The only thing it adds is those stupid boxes that you unlock by doing stuff in the game. Those were not that great, and I much preferred the upgrade system in Fall of Cybertron, but it's a small enough change that I don't mind. The thing that I and most Transformers fans look down upon is this game ties itself into a movie, and by trying to make the Cybertron games and movies somehow link together, and they did it pretty badly. This is because in this game we have Lockdown from Age of Extinction tracking the fall of the Darkspark on modern-day Earth, because it just happens to be at that point, I think. In the Cybertron section of the game, you're just stopping Megatron from getting the Darkspark, and the last level of that section has Optimus Prime in a cutscene up against Megatron, or in a Matrix off, and Optimus Prime overpowers Megatron, and the Darkspark shoots out of his chest in the building, and we assume flies out to space. Then we go to 2014, because it's the part of the movie timeline which Age of Extinction came out. So the Darkspark lands on Earth, and Lockdown wants it and all that. You want to see what happens, feel free to watch my playthrough of Rise of the Darkspark over on my other channel. Yes, shameless plugging of myself. Get over it. Anyway, that's why Transformers fans look down on this game, because it tries too hard to tie in with the movies. So that's it. That's the end of the era of great Transformers games. This is why we have not had a decent game since Rise of the Darkspark. I don't care what other people say. I still enjoy playing Rise of the Darkspark, but I enjoy War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron way more than Rise of the Darkspark. Anyway, this is the reason because someone that thought, hey, these movies are popular and these games are popular, so why don't we make a game in which we take the Cybertron games and the movies and put them together in one game? Apparently, that person didn't actually make a poll where they could have asked how many people truly liked the movies, because they would have seen that making said game would be a bad idea. I know that the studio that made the Cybertron games did not make Rise of the Dark Spark, but it literally has all the same mechanics and yet managed to make an even worse game. The other thing that this does too is present more continuity issues. The Cybertron section of Rise of the Darkspark is supposed to take place between War and Fall of Cybertron. That's fine, because the end of Fall of Cybertron is supposed to provide a beginning to the Aligned continuity. But then all of the Earth stuff is supposed to take place, that's supposed to take place between Dark of the Moon and Age of Extinction. Which it really doesn't do that good of a job, because Bumblebee in his newer Camaro mode, rather than his 1969 Camaro mode he uses at the start of Age of Extinction and Optimus Prime, is the Western Star truck and not the beat up square truck when Cade finds him in Age of Extinction. Then we have the Age of Extinction Grimlock, that there is two, and they are not even in Age of Extinction until the last 45 minutes of the movie. Maybe you can see why none of this really fits in with that part of the movie timeline. Drift is there too, and that doesn't make sense, because he's not in the movie until the Autobots reunite scene in the movie. I guess this tells us why in Age of Extinction, when Lockdown captures Optimus Prime already knows who Lockdown is, because they had a fight over the Darkspark. But then that would make Lockdown's motives for being on Earth just to capture Optimus Prime for the creators even more pointless when Optimus Prime asks him why he's on Earth. Am I to assume that after all this, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Drift, with the events of Rise of the Darkspark, just split up again until the events of Age of Extinction? This game basically screws up all the continuity of Age of Extinction over before the movie even happens. At the start of Age of Extinction, Kelsey Grammer's character says that the time they saw who they assume is Optimus Prime, he was leaving Mexico City. So is that where the whole battle between Optimus Prime and Lockdown over the Darkspark happened? But that can't be, because Optimus Prime isn't the right vehicle mode in the game. I think I'm just going to stop trying to make this game make sense in the movie universe, because it doesn't. That's how they ruined one of the best Transformers video game series ever made, and that's why we will never see another good Transformers game for a very long time. They had promised and teased some kind of game for the last night, but that fell through, and thank goodness for that. Now the only thing people have besides these wonderful games is apps like Angry Birds Transformers, Transformers Forged to Fight, and Transformers Earth Wars. And I am not one to shy away from saying that those apps will never be able to compare to the greatness that is War and Fall of Cybertron. Anyway, that's all I have to say. So, if you want to add to the conversation, leave a comment below. As always, thanks for listening, and goodbye.